Well, for more than 10 years, Los Angeles has been grappling with what to do with one of its reservoirs now that it can't be used to store drinking water.
In tonight's Look at This, our Desmond Shaw is above Silver Lake, and he has details on its history and the hopes for the future.
We'll take a look at this big body of water. This is the Silver Lake Reservoir complex, a once vital store of drinking water for Los Angeles that is now in a state of transition. Completed in 1908, there's actually two reservoirs here. Silver Lake is the much larger one. The smaller one to the north is known as Ivanhoe. And the larger one, and this neighborhood of Los Angeles, are both named for Water Board Commissioner Herman Silver. According to Curbed LA, he recognized early on the need for a city-owned water utility and city-owned water storage, and he was instrumental in getting this reservoir created. The idea was that if the LA aqueduct experienced any kind of failure, this reservoir could, at that time, provide 3 weeks worth of water to the city. PBS historian Nathan Masters says some pretty revolutionary construction and engineering techniques were used to create the reservoir complex, techniques that would actually later be used to craft the Panama Canal. It involved installing massive steel plates covered in 3 feet of concrete to create a watertight core, and then using high-pressure water cannons to actually carve out the reservoir, and in turn, the 94,000 cubic yards of dirt that the cannons dislodged were ejected onto those steel plates to create an earthen dam. That's some pretty crazy stuff, especially for the early 1900s. Trees were planted around the perimeter with hopes for a grand parkway that would stretch southwards towards Wilshire Boulevard, but with no money for such a big project, the parkway was never realized. Still, we did get the Silver Lake Meadows Park on the east side and a cute little dog park to the south. Now, this reservoir did its job for 105 years until 2013. That's when the federal government instituted new water quality regulations that basically said that all drinking water reservoirs need to be covered. So reservoirs like this and above Hollywood and in Stone Canyon are basically only used for emergency purposes, like after an earthquake or to help extinguish a brush fire. Silver Lake was effectively replaced by the underground Headworks Reservoir on the north side of Griffith Park off the 134 freeway a few years ago. So what's next for Silver Lake? Well, there are some ideas. There's actually a master plan that's been in the works by the Silver Lake Reservoirs Conservancy. It's been a slow process, but the future looks potentially bright, especially now that the master plan has successfully worked its way through the LA city bureaucracy and environmental impact reports have been approved. There are some really cool renderings I saw in urbanized LA that show an expansion of the meadows, expanded bike paths, more trees, wildlife habitats, a lot of other really cool stuff. There's still the question of funding, but at least there is a plan for much needed park space in this part of the city, and that's generating plenty of excitement for what could come next to this once vital store of LA drinking water. Taking a look at this from SkyCal, I'm Desmond Shaw.
And if you'd like Desmond to take a look at something interesting in your neighborhood, just write us at lookatthis@cbs.com.